Bawam. All praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Ba'asham Racha Kwadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone, and salutations to all you sincere Kiam. And this is your brother Bawan back again with another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Ba'asham Racha Kwadash. All praises and glories due, especially today, right? As you know, it's another day in Babylon the Great, in the kingdom of Esau Edom. But alas, it is still the day that the Lord has made. Therefore, we shall rejoice and be glad in it, and especially more so as this is a true high holy day, right? The first day of the feast of unleavened bread. Now, I've done a video, in the on the eve of the Passover, but the spirit wasn't really on me, so I'm doing this one instead. And the title of this video and the title of this video will be Lord willing, right? Because we do all things through the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushua who strengthens us. But yeah, Lord willing, this is the last Passover in this kingdom, of course, because I was just meditating on it as it is written right now on this side. We are rehearsing the righteous acts, right? Because right now, as the Passover is going on, you see the elders and the apostles and various brothers, rightfully so, of course, doing videos going into the Passover, the severity of the Passover, and it is a solemn feast day, and not the holidays that are, and not as the holidays that are celebrated in this kingdom. Because as you know, the holidays celebrated in this kingdom are more about reveling and indulging in all manner of wickedness rather than celebrate rather than keeping it holy, sanctifying it. All right. And basically, what we are doing by celebrating this Passover is keeping this day holy and remembering the miracle which the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahushai did for our people in the land of Egypt, wherein He had freed our people from the captivity of the Egyptians. And how did that take place? With this, with the 10 plagues of Egypt, of course, the last one being the murder of all the firstborn offspring, both of man and of animals, in the land of Egypt. So this is a high holy day to commemorate, right? To remember that mighty deliverance of our people. So as I was saying, you're seeing various videos coming out from all the brothers speaking on the severity, right? The importance of keeping this high holy day and celebrating it properly, okay? Keeping and observing the Passover properly. And even the scriptures warn you of this, because the apostle Paul said that if you eat, right, of the Passover unworthily, let me get that precept. Well, then I was going to go into something else first. Then let me just go to this first because I wanted to go into something else. But let me just go into this first. And I was saying that what Paul said, do it of the Passover unworthily. So, okay, that's a good thing. I don't know why. Nah, just having a just having a cold. Oh, here it is. So this is the book of First Corinthians 11, verse 26. For as often as ye eat this bread and drink this cup, ye do show Yahweh, not Yahweh, but ye do show the Lord's death till he come. Wherefore, whosoever shall eat this bread and drink this cup of the Lord unworthily shall be guilty of the body and blood of the Lord. But let a man examine himself, and so let him eat of that bread and drink of that cup. For he that eateth and drinketh unworthily eateth and drinketh damnation to himself, not discerning the Lord's body. Right. So when you keep the Passover, you have to do it in righteousness and sincerity, and of course, most importantly, in order. So now we go back to what I wanted to bring out in the book of Deuteronomy 5, verse 11. In the book of Deuteronomy, so I cannot Deuteronomy 5, verse 11, but Deuteronomy, I believe it's 11, verse, and I've forgotten the precept is that. So we go to that. I've forgotten where the precept is at. Is you have to bear with me. Okay, in the book of Judges, yeah. So this is the book of Judges 5, verse 11. They that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his villages in Israel. Then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. And what we are doing right now on this side is simply rehearsing the righteous acts, right? Because though we keep the Passover and we talk about the Passover, we understand in this truth that we cannot keep the Passover perfectly, or we cannot be, and we also cannot keep the law perfectly because it's not just the Passover, but the whole law, which is why more important than anything else. Right, so we are pushing this truth and continuously prophesying so that the return of our Lord Yahweh Shai will draw closer and closer as it is written. So this is the book of Second Peter 3 and the book of 2 Peter 3, verse 13. Nevertheless, we according to his promise look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness, right? Because we are waiting for the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh Shai, and that in that kingdom there will be righteousness, right? And we already know the Passover celebrations in the kingdom will be far better than what we have here, right? Because trying as much as we can, what we are doing right now, rehearsing righteous acts, and even though it is a great celebration, it is a high holy day, and brothers are doing it properly, right, in the right order with the feasting and the solemn, though it's keeping the solemn feast day and the Passover service and everything, unlike some other camps, and that's really where the bone of contention is right there. The way these other camps keep the Passover is just not exemplary. And those Passovers are the ones that get broadcasted because you know that brothers in these streets, specifically the men of the Great Millstone, aren't going to do videos, or live broadcasts for their Passover service because once again, a solemn feast day, and really the Passover is only for the believers, only for those that are in this truth, which is why when our Lord Yahushua did his Passover, right, only the 12 disciples were there, and only the 12 disciples celebrated with him, or rather the 12 apostles celebrated with him because, or in India it's the same thing anyway. Celebrate, commemorate, observe, it's all the same thing because that is just how serious this Passover is, right? And the same way, and also the Passover is also another, once again, a commemoration of the death and resurrection of our Lord Yahweh Shai, where he said, and this is the book of Matthew, the 26th chapter. Let me go to that. Matthew 26. So this is the book of Matthew 26, verse 26. And as they were eating, Yahushua took bread and blessed it and broke it and gave it to the disciples and said, take, eat, this is my body. Because the Passover is also a remembrance of the sacrifice which our Lord Yahushua made for his people, for the nation of Israel. Matthew 26, verse 27. And he took the cup and gave thanks and gave it to them, saying, drink ye all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not henceforth of this fruit of the vine, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine until the day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom. And when they had sung an hymn, they went out into the Mount of Olives. And this is the Passover which our Lord Yahushua kept with the disciples. So even when we are keeping this Passover, it's not just remembering the Exodus when our people were delivered out of the land of Egypt, but it's also remembering the ministry and the death of our Lord Yahushua because he did die during the Passover period, right? You can imagine that it's, I think it's, a few days after the feast of the unleavened bread. So you know that it is within that Passover week, if I recall correctly. That's when our Lord Yahushua was actually put to death. So that shows you that this Passover celebration is really going into two different things, right? The death and the death of our Lord Yahweh and of course the deliverance, which is all, which really, if you think about it, it is the same thing, because now through that the death and resurrection of our Lord Yahweh, we are able to be delivered out of the current day Egypt in which our people are in, and you can still draw a parallel between our deliverance from this kingdom, our coming deliverance from this kingdom, and the deliverance which we as a people, that's the Israelites, you so called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, which we had from the Most High, Yahweh, in the time of Moses from ancient Egypt. Let me get that precept. So this is the book of Jeremiah 23, verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh, that they shall no more say, Yahweh liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But Yahweh liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country and from all countries whither I have driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. So it's not a situation where you have all of our people gathered together in one place, and the Most High, however, Hashem Yahushua delivered our people from that place. But now you have our people in this time scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and the Most High, however, Hashem Yahushua will perform a great miracle, because it is a great sign. Imagine going through the circumference of the whole earth and delivering the elect out of every single place in which we are scattered in. You have brothers in Babylon the Great, of course, that's going to be where the greatest deliverance is in. But you have brothers as far away as Australia, you know, New Zealand, all the way on the other side of the world. And the chariots are still going to go over there and bring them up as well. Lord willing, of course, he'll be a part of the elect through the spirit and power of Yahweh Sham Yahushai. But that is the next major, that's the next major deliverance. And this Passover as well. This deliverance is also going to be celebrated in the kingdom, just like the Passover is another high holy day, because all of our people's deliverances, right? Whether it's during the Purim or Hanukkah or the Passover, it's all high holy days being celebrated. And right now, like I was saying, rehearsing the righteous acts, but in the kingdom, we shall celebrate the Passover in its perfection. And that is really what we are here for, right? What we're trying to do in the spirit, to hasten the time so that we can get to that, so that we can get into the kingdom. And it's for reasons like this, a perfect, a righteous kingdom, right? And I was meditating on this really today, because during this Passover period, it's really difficult, especially here in Nigeria, to find unleavened bread. Even the flat bread that they use here in Nigeria, it still has always a little bit of yeast or other raising agents in it, so it's not truly unleavened. And I'm unable to find actual unleavened bread. Of course, I know that they sell it, but I just don't know where. Right? I go to all these supermarkets far and wide, and I still don't find it. You can find every other ingredient, every other thing you need for the Passover, but you can't find this one. So you ultimately have to go and now start making your own, or trying to make your own unleavened bread, which is what I usually do. You know, but that's beside the point. We'll go back to what I'm talking about. And this is really what we are hoping for. That this is the last Passover we have to celebrate in this kingdom, because what we are seeking, what we are looking for, is the deliverance, or the deliverance of our Lord Yahweh Shai, right? As it is written. And I've already read that precept. We are, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. We are eagerly awaiting the deliverance which our Lord Yahweh Shai will bring unto our people, right? So let me get that precept. So this is the book of Malachi 4, verse 1. For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly shall be stubble. And that day that cometh shall burn them up, saith Yahweh of hosts, as it shall leave them without root nor branch. That is, of course, speaking on the destruction of the wicked and the destruction of the kingdom of Esau, Edom on this side, the nuclear destruction, because you know how that will come about by way of nuclear fire, the nuclear missiles. But our main point is here in the book of Malachi 4, verse 2. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings, and ye shall go forth and grow up as cows of the stall. And this is, of course, speaking of the deliverance of our people. When our Lord Yahushua shall return and, you know, how and bring forth deliverance for our people. You know that, we're going to the kingdom, because that's really what we are looking for on this side, man. Of course, we keep the law to the best of our ability. We worship the Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, in sincerity and in truth. And that includes keeping all of the laws, including the laws concerning the high holy days. But it's still, you know, we still are still seeking after the kingdom of our Lord Yahweh, the kingdom of the Most High Yahweh Shem Yahshai. Wow, let me go to this as well, because let's talk about this celebration real quick. The Passover, which is of course one of the first high holy days that we celebrate in this kingdom. As you know, the first, you know, of the first high holy day on the first day on the first month of the year, because this month right now, as we are in, is the beginning of months to our people, showing you that the new year actually starts in spring rather than during winter like Esau Edom pushes. And really, you have a lot of cultures that also celebrate their new year during this period. Mainly Asian, more Eastern cultures. Like you have your Chinese New Year. Even in Japan, they also do the same thing as well. And when spring comes in, they celebrate their new year, because if you follow the lunar calendar, the new year will always fall, at the beginning of the spring period, which is your between March and April. So Leviticus 23 verse 4. These are the feasts of Yahweh, even holy convocations which ye shall proclaim in their seasons. In the 14th day of the first month at even is Yahweh's Passover. And just like clockwork, today is the 14th day of this first month, right? The new moon was 2 weeks ago, a fortnight ago. So today is the 14th day. So right now we are commemorating the Passover of the Most High Yahweh Basham Yahshai, when the angel of Yahweh, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai. You can read about that in the book of I believe it's Wisdom of Solomon 17 and 18. Passed over our people, the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, and destroyed the Egyptians. Because people always talk about the greatness of Egypt and how Egypt in its glory days were great. But yeah, it was Jake that made Egypt great. But they also talk about how, after this Passover period, Egypt collapsed and they could never get back to that position in which they were in when our people were in captivity under them. Right? Because the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, judged them harshly, man. And you see that, even to this day, this deliverance from the book of Exodus is still talked about. It's one of the most popular topics on this earth. There's nobody out here that doesn't know about Moses and the Exodus of Egypt. Even I think it's even in the Slack. Let me just say that. Let me just say that part. What I wanted to say was that I think it's even in the Quran, but don't take my word for it. I'm just speculating. So now, Leviticus 23, verse 6. And on the 15th day of the same month is the feast of unleavened bread of Yahweh. 7 days ye must eat unleavened bread. In the first day ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein. And that's the time that we're in right now, the first day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. And it's a holy convocation, That's why we have the Passover services. And it's also a Sabbath day, which is why no work is being done. Now, Leviticus 23, verse 8. But you shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. In the seventh day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no several work therein. And even though right now we can't do the normal, offerings of animals and beasts and the like, what we do instead is we turn our bodies into that offering, as it is written. We make our bodies a living sacrifice to the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshai, as wholly acceptable unto the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahshai. Now, this is the book of Romans 12, verse 1. I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of the Most High, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, which is your reasonable service. Right, so we give an offering, a sacrifice of praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. The sacrifice of obedience, as it is written, obedience is better than sacrifice, and to adhere than the smell of rams. So by going out to the highways and byways, I think the sit down videos, right, by being in the spirits and following and keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments of the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and giving the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai that sacrifice, that offering of our living bodies, because these bodies that we have right now are only made simply to serve the Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Let's continue on. Now, Leviticus 23, verse 8. Okay, I've read that. Yeah, Leviticus 23, verse 8. But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto Yahweh 7 days. In the seventh day is a holy convocation. You shall do no work therein. And the same way, that's the beginning of the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The last day is also another part, another Shabbat, right? Another feast, the end of the feast. And that's, basically the law of the Passover. Of course, there are more laws going into it, right? Like how it's supposed to be celebrated or kept, okay? But I'll go into that in a different video. So I'm just going to end this video right here. I just wanted to go into this a little bit. So with that, once again, all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Ba'asham Rakal Kwadash, Wa Abad Babal, Shalom.